This is Into the Fire. I'd like to welcome to Into the Fire the talented, the next big thing in Australian cricket, the nicest guy, and the man with the $1 million smile, Alex Carey.
What an entrance. Thanks, mate. Thanks for having me on.
That's alright. Now let me get this straight, Kez. Is it okay if I call you Kez?
Absolutely.
You attended Brighton High School as a 15-year-old, so you finished primary school at 14 then?
And you're absolutely spot on. I finished primary school at Woodend. Then I went to high school to Brighton Secondary, where I started playing a bit of volleyball, which got me into the school. I was no good at volleyball, so I stuck with footy and cricket.
Yeah, sounds good. I read you laced up the boots for the Glenelg reserve side when you were only 15. Could the players not do up their own shoes? Seriously though, that is an amazing effort.
Is that a question?
I know.
I did lace up my boots at 15. I had my mum and dad doing it for most of my career, but 15 I was managing to do it. Can you do yours up yet?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, good.
But they always come undone.
I think now you'll find we've got strap-on boots now, so it's a bit easier.
Yeah. They say you were a dedicated and disciplined kid who did anything to achieve. That paid off when an impressive under-18 carnival for South Australia in the footy. Quite the bull magnet from all reports, weren't you?
Midfield, I had to get the footy. And I was too slow to run, so I had to get the footy and give it to the runners. So yeah, not a bad under-18 carnival, I guess. I think we came second in that championship. We had the likes of Jack Trengrove. So he went to play for Melbourne. Now he's back at Port. Who else did we have? There's a few other big names in that sort. Brodie Smith plays for the Crows. Yeah, I played with him. So we had some really good names in there, and I was just the one that gave them the footy. I let them run.
Yeah. However, you were overlooked in the draft. You should have stayed on your tippy toes. Not my greatest joke, really. Did you feel you were going to be picked up? Not trying to open old wounds, Alex.
No, good question. I was quietly confident. I thought I'd go somewhere, and to be overlooked was, at the time, it's pretty hard to take. Yeah. But I used that as motivation. So I guess to get to the Giants was a really big step, and then you probably got on there, be delisted was also, that was really hard to take. I had a close mate, Dylan Shield, who plays now for Essendon, and him and I lived together, and he was a really big support when I got delisted. I lived with him, and he showed a lot of support even now still. So, yep.
Yeah.
What's the next question? I'm sure something's in there.
Yeah, I'm sure. Even after that disappointment, you were picked up by GWS a year prior to them entering the AFL. You played alongside great players like Adam Treloar and Dylan Shield.
Yep.
Even with players like that, you stood out. You were named captain and won the best at Farish. You didn't get a contract the following year. This is the biggest joke I've ever seen. Okay, Donald Trump is president. Second biggest joke I've ever seen. You must have been devastated.
I was in tears, almost in tears like I am with your jokes. Pretty funny. But yeah, it was devastating. Like I said before, I didn't know what to do. So I ended up going home back to Adelaide and getting back into my cricket. But at the time I was in tears. I was shattered. But I got to play along the likes of those guys. So that was pretty cool. And now I get to watch them on the big screen, and they're smashing it, aren't they? Yeah. They're too good. They're too good for me anyway.
I don't know. So do you ever wonder what life would have been like if you pulled on that AFL Guernsey? If Kevin Sheedy hadn't lost his marbles?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I like coming to watch the footy, and I suppose sit there and be like, well, that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I suppose now with Big Bash we get to experience that with the big crowds. I guess I don't have to go in and get a hard hit from someone, so that's probably a benefit. But no, I do, every now and then I do, but I'm pretty happy, playing cricket and playing for the Strikers. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, cricket's pretty good. So tell me, honestly, I promise I won't say anything. Any Christmas dinners with Kevin Sheedy since? He asked you for Australian cricket tickets, didn't he? And you told him no over coffee. Seriously, I heard he approached you years later in a plane. Were you saying to yourself, don't throw him out, don't throw him out, don't throw him out?
Where have you got this dirt from? Who's telling you this? You don't know? No, Kevin's good.
Yeah.
He's a big supporter. Maybe he knew something about my cricket that I didn't know.
Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah, I reckon.
Pointed me in the right direction.
Yeah.
Said, you know, you're good
maybe.
at footy, go back to cricket.
Yeah.
Maybe I should send him a Christmas card.
Yeah, maybe. So you turned your back on AFL and went back to cricket. It wasn't all smooth sailing, was it? I read you averaged 10 in your first 6 innings for South Australia. Did you bat at 11?
Good question. I was bad, wasn't I?
Yeah.
You know, I got my opportunity and I stuffed up, and you know, at the time it was a really amazing experience getting to play for South Australia. The scores weren't as good as I would have liked, but again, use it as motivation. You go away and you get better. So you know, that you know, it was a really good learning experience, I reckon, playing against those guys and knowing what I had to do to get better and come back in, and hopefully next time if I got an opportunity then it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, hopefully. You were dropped and offered a rookie contract, but after a bad year in 2013-14, you didn't get a name and weren't upgraded to the senior list. At any stage, did the disappointment of the previous years make you think of giving up?
Not giving up. I would say, if anything, you know, at the time it was like, oh, now what? I gotta go find a job, 9 to 5. That's a bit boring.
Yeah.
So I did have to go get a job though. So when I was sitting at my desk and looking out the window, I was always hoping to get back on that cricket field. It beats in front of the computer, and that wasn't for me. So I used it again, it's motivation. Knowing that I wanted to play professional cricket, so I had to go away, get better, train harder, and finally, and luckily enough, I got an opportunity. And this time I think I did a little bit better.
Yeah, I think you did. After lots of hard work and concentration on being a wicket-keeper batsman, you had a breakout season in 2015-16 for the Glenelg Seahorses, averaging 90 from 10 games, and then you took off. In 2016-17, played every game for SA, broke the single season wicket-keeping record and with 59 dismissals, and scored 594 runs. A star had arrived.
Oh, thanks, mate.
No
I feel good
worries.
about myself now.
You are now a current vice-captain of both the Australian national team in both one-day cricket and T20 cricket. That must be a massive thrill.
Oh, it is. It is. It's. I guess playing for Australia was a dream come true, and I guess to be recognised with the VC duties is, you know, it's a really proud moment in my career. So now it's, you know, start performing well at Australian level and doing well there, but I am very thrilled.
Yeah,
Very thrilled.
Should be. It's a pain that you're not in the test team. Like the pun there.
Oh yeah, I did.
So the day the side strain you suffer from moves on, the pain in your side is no longer there, the baggy green will be yours for the taking.
We'll wait and see.
I know being the nicest guy ever, you are happy and supportive of Tim Payne, but how much is that dream spurring you on?
You know, I think. Do you want to play for Australia?
Oh, it would be cool.
It'd be a dream
Yeah.
to pull on the baggy green.
Maybe.
That's my dream still. So that's, you know, that's what I want to do. And as a boy, like, you know, your age, I was always watching those guys play, and Adam Gilchrist, he was a big inspiration for me. So I would love to get an opportunity one day, but you know, Tim's going really well, and the Australian side's going really well the last few games. So I've got to keep trying to perform, push my way in.
Okay, let's lighten up for a minute and pay out your teammates. What do you think?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Who you got in mind?
Is it true that Jono Wells got hit in the head with a bouncer and was given out LBW?
Feel like Sachin Tendulkar.
Yeah.
You might remember that, you might not. He was a short fella. He
Oh,
ducked one and it hit him in the arm and he got an LBW.
Oh, yeah.
Wellesley was just standing up straight though.
Is it true that Rashid Khan had to come off the field last game because he had a strand of hair had moved?
Nah, let's say Billy Stanley was like that.
Yeah.
We like Rash. We can get stuck into Billy.
Yeah, let's get stuck into Billy. Jake Weatherald says his worst habit is biting his nails. Has he considered changing his worst habit to running you out?
Next question.
Does Siddle eat too many bananas because he loves appealing?
I don't know his record of bananas. You might know it, but I heard it was in the 20s
Yeah.
a day. That's too many, isn't it?
Yeah, that's way too many. Is it true that Michael Nesser has never told a joke without laughing at it after?
He's really good at that. Do you know who else thinks he's good at that?
Who?
Cameron Valenti. He laughs at his own joke. He thinks he's the funniest person in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Even if there's silence, we sit there and he's laughing still his own joke.
Jake Lehman has described his nose neighbour, that hairy top lip, as being his little charm. I'm tipping looking at it, he doesn't mean with the ladies.
He's a funny looking guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Lucky he can play cricket.
Well, Alex Carey, you're such a fantastic cricketer to watch. You're an exciting and superb role model for all young kids all over Australia. You are as nice guy as everyone says, and it's been amazing to have talked to you today. Good luck with the upcoming World Cup. I can't wait to see you smacking the ball all around the park. Thank you again for going into the fire with me. Enjoy your 100 tomorrow. 100. If you get 100 tomorrow against the Heat,
Yeah.
do you want a celebration? It's the Into the Fire.
Like that?
Yeah.
Oh, like that?
Yeah, ready?
Yeah.
Try one more time.
Okay.
Perfect.
Mate, that was brilliant. I'll jump in before your last one. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely
right.
loved it. I've heard there's been rumours that you're the best in the business and you've lived up to that.
Yeah, thank you. Well, thank you, Alex Carey, from the Adelaide Strikers and the Australian cricket team for going into the fire with me. Thank you.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Absolutely loved it.